Is it beginning?
It's beginning, yes.
Yo!
Take one.
Hopefully this is take one now.
Well, yeah, hopefully it works now, yeah. So, yeah. Welcome. Monday night podcast episode 13, are we on?
Lucky 13 this time.
Lucky 13.
No, not unlucky 13.
Yeah.
And if you're still tuning in, what are you
Why are you tuning in?
Why are you tuning in?
You're awesome. We love you. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for subscribing as well.
These are awesome.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have the two lads tonight, but the schedule conflict.
Yeah, I know.
Kieran got taken out by a lovely chick named Charlie, gone to a secret movie session. I mean, I had a pre-plan, so that's why he couldn't make it tonight. And Sean's enjoying the sunshine.
So you're stuck with the two
lifers.
Yeah.
Found them.
And actually, maybe I might be leaving later on as well. So. Yeah. No.
I'll manage the podcast me on, folks.
He can't though. He can't.
So we're supposed to talk about grunge and a bit of music and rock and roll and stuff like that, but we're kind of developing it. We're modifying it a bit. We're going to talk about obviously rock and roll, Elvis and the Beatles.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about business and self-image and self-image psychology. One or two books. So I'll get to that. So who wants to go first? You usually want to go first.
You
want to go first?
Okay. Tell me all about.
Right, so folks, I was trying to go through things like, because I was looking at the meaning of the podcast and what the podcast's all about, and going back to reconnecting with all stuff that used to be involved with years ago and stuff like that. And one of the things, like when I left school very young, not young, I left at 17, 18, I didn't do a leaving cert, I literally went straight into business, and I devoured the business and loved everything about business, sales and stuff like that.
What kind of business was it?
Sales, office boy, stations, it's my family business.
So I know. Yeah, I mean, you didn't actually go. It's your family business, so you didn't actually set up your own, or did?
No. That was down the line. I did that website years later and stuff like that. So I kind of went down going deliveries and doing delivery driving in terms of like being like kind of the sidekick and doing deliveries and kind of going out and.
And how long did that business? Like your dad set up. Obviously, Did he set up a long time ago?
Yeah, when I was a kid, he set up from the house and stuff like that. So I was working from the living room, the sitting room years ago. Like, and then,
I mean, did he have family members when he started? Did he have family members working with him or?
No, my mother worked there a while. Then I was generally the first. I was the first kind of son going in the family, and then my brother and sister were in there for a while, and my brother's still there at the moment. But I kind of left. I'm in there nearly. Well, I'm in there since I'm 18, 19, over 20, 40, 20...
25 years,
25 years, yeah. It's mad, like, life.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but all the stuff that's happened, I've had a good life,
Yeah.
I have 3 kids, ex-wife, good skills in terms of business and sales, and have my house, have my, my okay car, like, so I'm doing alright, like, in terms of, but that's okay. Like in fairness, when I look back and I say I don't regret much. Like I don't regret much. Like in terms of what because I learned a lot along the way. And I'm constantly learning. This is the point I'm trying to make now. Like I'm actually reinventing the self-image in terms of like reconnecting to that kind of younger self, the kind of the 20, 30-year-old self that was kind of idealistic. Not idealistic, but I guess I was idealistic. But now I'm kind of idealistic and kind of pragmatic and kind of less naive about stuff. So in that sense,
really?
Well, yeah, I try to be at least, yeah.
Yeah. And what about your brothers and brother and sister? Did they join?
Yeah, my brother's still there. My brother does the printing and stuff like that, and the sales as well. My sister left. She went to a different company.
Okay.
She's
what?
Yeah.
So it's different printing company or
no, different company. I'm not getting too personal, but different industries.
Yeah.
But in that sense, yeah, me and my brother and Nabby, so we do the.
Oh, I thought it was the three of you.
She was in there. She was in there one stage, but she moved on though. In that sense, it was just it's kind of a bit of a glass ceiling. And
so it's your dad,
just
you
the boys,
the boys.
So in that sense, it's good. But when I remember when I went in first, I was trying to devour information in terms of like how do I get to the next level, how do I make myself better, and then the kind of cool thing was like when I was in the office, I had access to the internet like. Every day was there, like 5 days a week. I could Google anything, like there was no filter, like I could literally anything that popped into my head I'd research and look into, which is very cool. And I got involved in the website and website design and stuff like that, so I really liked that, and it was very cool. It was good kind of good gateway to kind of to grow and to expand, and getting a bit of technology and stuff like that.
So if you're going to do web designing, how can we have developed our website and stuff like that to make it a bit more practical?
You're going to pay me. Is that you gonna
no, but no.
Oh no, but then they get the YouTube up. Then they get the YouTube. Yeah. We have 111 views on the YouTube now. Yeah. And we have the Spotify. And we have the other podcast. I'm doing all the techie stuff. You try to shoot me down. You don't be give me sleep down.
No, I'm not.
The website is actually. I mean, the website works fine. I mean, I just have to get an SSL cert, but I can't be arsed because it's like going to cost me money for that. So like, no one using it at the moment, and in that sense.
It's only for me to email and
if someone wants to contact us and stuff. Yeah, but the podcast is still growing.
Yeah, contact you. Well, it doesn't contact me. I don't think.
Do you feel that left out?
I feel a bit left out. Yes, yeah.
You,
I feel I
you're
don't.
a bit needy. You're a bit needy, Nick.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, that's your buddy.
As you can see, we're not in costume this weekend, but
No.
we just yeah. Sorry.
Nick likes to have a go at me, but I'm sure the audience agrees that sometimes he likes to hit me with a big stick. He kind of enjoys it, so keep my ego in check. Anyway.
Yes, definitely, it's ego in check.
No, but some of the stuff I want to talk about is for the guys out there, because we seem to have a lot of guys, and demographic is is around the 25 to 44. So which is cool. So cool lads, and here's some good stuff that helped me along the way. So I don't know if it can help you, and hopefully it does. Well, one of the kind of cool books I got early on, probably about 5-6 years ago, was this book called The King, the Warrior, the Magician, and the Lover. It's about rediscovering male archetypes, meaning like energies are like if you want to say the Wolverine and Deadpool costume. So if you put on a costume and you put on personality, energy, and sense, you want to be a king, you be an authentic king. But there's also like you want to be a warrior, you can be an authentic warrior. But it's about being your authentic self, like. But the book is very good in a way that describes both the good and the bad. The one side and the other side. Say for example, the king. You have a good king, good king, and then you have the malevolent king, which is the tyrant. So you have a good king and a bad king, and you balance them out. So you want to be somewhere in the middle. So you don't want to be always good, and you don't want to be always bad, but you just want to be able to do either or. And then you have the warrior. Another one that our warrior archetype is you have a masochistic warrior where someone going out and you just. You get beaten up all the time. Where you have the sadistic warrior, where the warrior just goes around killing everyone. So you have two sides to it. So it's about balancing out the male archetypes, and then also you have the magician and the lover. So the magician kind of be someone that can create AI in a good way, but then it's like use it for bad stuff. Like so, then you have the lover where you can have a lover where he's like he's totally a player and kind of uses women. Then you have a lover where he's like he's kind of self-deprecating, then you can't find women. So it's actually the book is like so deep. It's very broad, like, and it actually goes into a lot of good stuff. Like, and women can look at it as well and read and try to understand the male psyche as well, because it's a bit of both, but it'll obviously benefit males more so. But the book is written by a guy called Douglas Gillette and Robert L. Moore, and it's called The King, the Warrior, Magician, the Lover. It's actually very good. You can get it on Amazon. Another thing that I came across, like this was a couple of years ago, I kind of came across it with Bob Proctor, and I found before that I was recently I got into other stuff as well. Like it was a kind of I think it was Joseph Campbell and mythology, and there was like the subconscious mind and stuff like that. But Bob Proctor had this book when he signed up to his course. Like it's called a book called it's written by Maxwell Waltz, and it's like the psychodynamics and stuff like that, and it talks about the self-image psychology. And basically what it says is like you cannot go further like than your self-image, and in terms of like if you hold a self-image that like I'm always going to be lazy, then you'll always chicken out and not work and stuff like that. So basically it's kind of based on if you have a good self-image, like I'm a hard worker, I'm a conscientious worker, like it feeds into your habits, your energy, and your physiology. So it's about basically the premise was when Maxwell Waltz was he was a plastic surgeon. And he was kind of going changing these people's faces and giving them great surgery. And sometimes they'd have scars and they'd have different things, like not even scars, but they'd have deformations, disfigurements, and so they get their face done and they'd look perfect on the outside, but on the inside, when they looked in the mirror, they'd still see this configuration, not like an actual, but they'd still feel like, oh, I don't feel like good enough, or I don't feel I'm like beautiful enough. So he kind of came to the understanding that it's your self-image, your psyche, your self-conscious image, like. That kind of is a predictor of like how kind of successful you're going to be in terms of like how far you want to push yourself. Like whether it be you go to a girl in the kind of club and say like hey, what's the story, love? Like and you kind of chance like girls have confidence and stuff like that. So it's how you present yourself, and apparently confidence is comes from a good self-image, but not too much of of an over exaggeration. But it's based on a kind of ground and an earthy ground in your authentic self, and that's where it comes into the archetypes, and also doing the homework and doing the work in terms of like you actually meet like a solid individual where you have like good conscientious work ethic and good habits in your life that kind of translate into something that's like a beautiful life for yourself, like. I'm kind of waffling now, but I feel like I'm going on for ages now.
Yeah. the show's nearly over now. The show's nearly over, and we haven't even got to the good stuff yet. I'm sorry.
But there's other two guys I just want to mention. But one fella I came across years ago, one of the first guys was a guy called John DiMartini, and he has this value system. And he basically says like you kind of your hierarchy of your values is kind of what dictates your life in terms of like, you know, if I'm really hard working, if I focus on money, like then and you focus on say spending the money, like then you'll have loads of money, but you'll always spend more, so you won't be financially secure in terms of like your hierarchy of values. Is actually very interesting. Should look into the guy. And Tony Robbins is another guy, probably all heard of him. He always wears the hats, and he kind of is a big super tall kind of guy. Like kind of, I think he works in the physiology. He's kind of like, you want to be good, you want to be great, you can be great. Like, and he kind of stands in front of you like a tower of, you know, of awesomeness, and kind of gets the physiology going. He always seems to have these kind of big conferences where everyone like, you know, shows up and kind of does that kind of stuff. So, but that's kind of yeah. And one thing I've been telling my kids lately, like I'm trying to translate to them, you know, in terms of like how do you be successful, like. You know, everyone has a different definition of what successful is, like, you know, but in terms of like when you think about business, obviously you think about monetary rewards and you think about like money and success and all this kind of stuff. But one thing I learned, and you know, I kind of stuck in my head, is like if you solve a problem for someone, your client, they're gonna reward you for it. Like, so the premise is the bigger you solve a problem, okay, in say, you know, say for example, the car solved the problem in terms of getting people from A to B, and then, you know, the petrol solved the problem to get for the engine to work from A to B. So the bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the reward you will get. So that's kind of how life works in business in terms of like, if you can solve a problem for a lot of people, you're gonna get a big monetary reward, like, and that's how generally it works, like, you know, and it has to be like sort of a good problem, like, you know, like shoes solve a problem, like, you know, socks, you know, laptops, chairs, like they're all, you know, do you ever see the old different things like an ashtray solved the problem, and now people don't smoke so much in you know, places. So things change with times, and yeah, the best ideas comes organically in terms of change with the times.
Some of those ads though are very scary.
What else?
When I remember seeing a Clark's ad, and it was basically it was kind of a fancy kind of ad where you were saying the magic shoes, and it was there was a witch in it. Okay. I think it was on ITV, and like it really, when you're a young kid and watching this, it was like it really freaks you. It's like the Witch and the Wizard of Oz, but it's. Oh.
Well, it's like appealing to the narrative of the individual. It's a story, like you
yeah,
know,
story, but it's appealing to kids that are like in their young teens or like 9 or 10. But
it's an identity, it's a brand. It's kind of like, but this is why Coca-Cola is so successful. Like Coca-Cola without TV and marketing would have failed a long time ago. That's why they're successful.
The holidays of government.
It's religiously every Christmas, and then you have the Christmas Eve. You see the eyes move and stuff like that. But like it's literally in your brain. The fact that you can, you know, my kids are on the phone and they can already name the brands: McDonald's, Nike.
It's like the cornflakes ad that they have over Christmas. We're talking about Christmas. Sorry, we're talking about Christmas, Stuart. No, but it kind of sticks in you. It says they leave out the bowl, and then the little kid comes downstairs, and the Santa Claus says, and she everyone thinks that she didn't see him, but she did actually see him. So maybe we'll see him next year. But she goes ho ho ho.
But it's connecting to your marketing works. Marketing basically psychology.
Yeah, exactly. It's the marketing. I mean,
but this is where Steve Jobs had this thing like years ago with Apple. Like, you know, you're the Microsoft or your Apple. Like, so you take a brand, your culture, a tribe. We're all tribes. You know, we have football teams like we have Man City, Man United. Like, we have identities. You know, someone wears like Nike shoes. Someone wears like, you know, pennies like me, or what I'm wearing. I'm wearing Asics at the moment. Like, you know, you choose an identity because it relates to an image you've seen somewhere. So it's like a story, a narrative you say. Like as Nick was saying with the Clarks, like someone wants to be a superhero or a witch, and the kids looking at it on TV said, if I get Clark shoes, I can be a superhero or a witch. Like, so they want Clark shoes, and so the parents like want to make their kids happy. So that's the cycle of life. They get the shoes, kids happy. Yeah, it's, you know, it's fun. Like,
I don't think it was.
No, but you know what I mean. Like,
I know.
You know, but it's marketing psychology. Solve a problem, create. And it's a good story. I think there's a cool video. I can't think of the guy's name now, but it's kind of like the why and stuff like that. It's like, and it's talking about like, you know, when you create something, you don't create. I think Apple said we don't create a phone for you to make phone calls and and like text people. We create a phone so you can tell someone you won the lotto, or had a great day, or you send a picture of your family and stuff like that. So you don't get into too much the technicalities and kind of the specifics. You tell a good story, like me and Nick are living the best life doing a podcast, like
trying to tell us a good story. Yeah, but I'm falling asleep here.
He's falling asleep. I'm on my soapbox. In fairness, he's been very, very quiet. Like
yes, because I've given him the chance to talk. But
we're doing the real life renaissance. So I'm reconnecting with my kind of younger self and the younger self. Like I'm not that old now, but I mean I'm my young.
You just turned 42.
Yeah, my earlier self. When you're 40, when you be 44 on
43
on
next week.
Saturday.
Next week.
Yeah, but it's the midlife renaissance. This is what it is.
But fairness, sorry, I've
waffled on.
You waffled.
I've waffled on as well.
And fairness, what I was going to talk about is the music and Elvis and the Beatles. And Elvis, he died when he was 42.
What's your fucking point?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I mean, his songs are iconic. I mean,
that's a lifetime.
I mean, between them and the Beatles, I mean, they kind of cornered the market in the 1960s.
Yeah, but this sorry not to cut off, but I remember like when the outlines, the book, when they said the Beatles, like they had the 10,000 hour rule. The same with Elvis, like they practiced their music so many times, they just became masters.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, I'm just looking up here. Them, Michael Jackson, Elton John, Madonna, Queen, and Led Zeppelin are people who have sold over 250 million records. I mean, that's great. That's great.
Each or
no, each. Yeah, each. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow, cool.
I mean, I wasn't obviously everyone. Bar Led Zeppelin, I wouldn't thought Led Zeppelin, but maybe Led Zeppelin is very. I wouldn't really know Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I would know like the main singer Robert Plant. I would know him, but that's only
he's a guitar fella, is he?
Yeah, he's good. But I mean the other ones, the band like Queen is just legendary.
Queen are legendary. I remember watching the movie with Rami Malek like that.
Rami Malek, yes. Actually the little boy who was in Jurassic Park was in it. I can't think of his name, but he played the one I think the grandson. He was actually I hadn't seen him in ages. Like that's 30 years later, no, 25 years later. So he was in it. He played. He didn't have any lines though in the movie.
Stuff you remember, like your brain is like, but that's the association your brain is like.
Yeah,
amazing. But the Queen movie was awesome.
Although I thought it was a bit nice. It didn't really hit in the hard top.
I thought, well, like Elton John was another movie that like basically big musical, not musical, but like
it was a musical biography.
Yeah. But like Queen hit harder because it was like Rami Malek just seemed so connected and authentic. But I don't know if it was Freddie Mercury's story was just a bit more dark and tragic.
It was. That was the thing. I think they made it too nice. But maybe it wasn't because they. Actually,
no, because I think Freddie Mercury had an end to it. Like when Elton John is like
he's still going.
Yeah.
Although I think he's I don't know if he's having a farewell tour at the moment. So, but he always seems to be having a farewell tour. So I don't know if he was. But I mean, in terms of the movie, it didn't hit. Like there was stuff where he kind of left and came back. I think. Or sorry, I think it was. Sorry, I might be thinking of something else. But I think. There was he left the band and then he came back he
went on his own. He kind of went to solo and stuff like that. So it was evolution. Like he wanted to go out on his own and produce music and
you can see at the end where actually I was kind of a bit because him and another, I don't know the name of the lady, the Olympic theme tune for the Barcelona, did the sign to Barcelona.
Oh,
but obviously I think that was. And obviously he died 6 months before this, so they must have filmed that a year in advance.
Do you know what I thought was interesting when I watched the movie? Bohemian Rhapsody. He, like that song came to him like it was almost like a psychic song, you know, like his life, you know, kind of like years down the line, like very, 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 like very interesting, like you know. What's
the name of your man? Not Freddie, but Brian May. He seems to be the.
He's a physicist or something like that. It's like his PhD in.
No, but I mean, he seems to be the brains behind the band.
He seems to be the discipline, the organizer, kind of
Although he didn't. He was the guitarist, I think. Yeah, he's the guitarist.
He seemed to organize things, like keep them in check and stuff like that.
Because he's still playing. I mean, he's still playing. I think.
Brian May, is it?
Brian May, and there was the other guy, Roger something as well. Sorry, blanking. But I think they toured with Adam Lambert.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what
Adam Lambert. He did his voice actually does sound like Freddie Mercury's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, Michael Jackson as well. He's the one who sold over 250 records. I mean,
he was awesome.
He's.
It's tragic to see how he died and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just and he was going to do like 50 shows or something like that.
He was, yes. Yeah. Yes, he was going to do his show, and he died. Then they kind of they had a bit of footage, so they turned it into a kind of a movie documentary thing.
So like an AI kind of. Like
but they had enough footage. They had enough footage.
Visual thing.
Yeah. But I mean, he is one of the greatest. I mean, his life.
Yeah, you could write a story, a book about. Obviously, people have, but like, it comes from. I don't know too much about story.
Yeah, I think hard.
I had things like when he was a kid, like his dad was putting matchsticks between his toes or something.
Yeah,
massive. But he produced such good music.
Yeah.
So was that an example of like
But it wasn't just him. Like the Jackson 5 were good. Like they have such like songs like
ABC.
Yeah. No, I Want You Back I think it's been covered a load of times. Like these songs, iconic songs that have been covered loads of times.
Yeah.
I remember him doing. I saw a video of him. They reunited. I think it was 25 years later, or maybe 30 years later, from. And he goes, "Do you want us to do it like we did on the Ed Sullivan Show?" So they kind of did it, So yeah. Although, I'm blanking here. He said, but although I think some of his music videos have gone on a bit too much. I mean,
well, the same example of the Thriller video and stuff like that. That was like that was the first MTV stuff, like where MTV was taking over in terms of like people were producing music videos.
That was the director of American Werewolf, John Landis. He directed the American Werewolf movie. So and obviously
it just shows like because it was the Saturday MTV where people were watching music videos and they were listening to music and it became a thing. Like you go onto MTV and see what the music video was.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's less so now with the music videos.
I don't. All the music channels seem to disappear. Like I had load of music channels on my TV a few months ago, and now there's only like 5 music. What the?
I don't know. But I read something on Reddit talking about MTV the other day, like and saying it's still around, but it's not shows.
Yeah, exactly. It's all reality TV shows. I remember I think the first video I've seen was the Sledgehammer video on MTV by Peter Gabriel. You know the Sledgehammer video.
No.
It's kind of graphic.
Time show like that's the 1819 or what's the 18?
No, 1980s.
1980. Okay.
Yeah, Peter Gabriel.
You said that, like, Nick, I can't remember, like, half the stuff you tell me, like.
Oh, Jesus. But I mean.
Sorry, folks, Nick probably tells me all this good stuff.
Yeah,
and forget it, like.
But in his videos, his music videos, he seems to get really good people. I remember in 1991, Eddie Murphy was in his video, Remember the Time.
No,
I mean.
Remember, that was the kind of.
The Egyptian.
Yeah.
He had, who was it? Macaulay Culkin in the black and white video, which went on for about 8 minutes.
Yeah,
and obviously
and the one with the monkey as well, like chimpanzee, like those kind of like those cool ones, like. No, I
don't know. The last real song he did back in 2001, he actually had Chris Tucker and Marlon Brando in it. Marlon Brando kind of had a cameo in it. You Rock My World. That was in 2001, and that was kind of one of his last songs.
I love the movie. I remember watching Moonwalker. Was it Moonwalker?
Yeah, it was Moonwalker.
Yeah, Moonwalker. That was like the kind of.
But that was more of a. Was that actually a movie or was it a documentary?
No, that's a movie. It was a movie. Like it was like the Smooth Criminal and stuff like that. Like, and in the bar, like they're looking moving all like that, and that was fucking excellent. I was like. That was a movie. That was a cool.
That was a movie. Yeah.
I watched that as a kid. Like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's our kind of music. So.
No, we're still going on. Like, I mean, I remember back in 2002 when they were celebrating Elvis's 25th anniversary, which is the 16th of August.
One day before Nick's birthday.
Sorry, just get that out.
It tells me like every day. We should do something about a birthday, the 17th of August. Like all the stars are close to the 17th of August. Like.
Everyone has their birthday around.
You're so modest now, you're on camera.
Everyone has their Madonna, she's another big one. She has a birthday around August.
Oh, what date in August?
I don't know. It's
Close to your birthday, is it?
It's the 15th, I think. Like Robert Redford, but anyway, that's for next week. This is that's for next week. But Madonna is another one who kind of pushes the boundaries a bit.
I think we were touching on this a little while ago, weren't we? Like saying like the artists they have a kind of a mountain to climb in terms of like you produce, you dominate in one industry like with the music and musicians, and then like say for example, Madonna goes to movies and stuff like that, she's in different movies, and you level up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this is like even Lady Gaga like and stuff like that. Like she's such an actor. So
no, but I mean she's another artist who still seems to be going after about like nearly 45.
60 there or something. Is she like?
She would be 60. Yeah. Nearly 60. Yeah, would be 60. But yeah, she's been around nearly 45 years.
Wow, 45 years.
Yeah. 1979. Yeah, John is 60. He's been around 60 years.
What, 75, 80?
He's late 80s, would be 80s.
Wow.
And yeah, so those two who are still alive, have been around. Well, Elton John at least nearly 63 years.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's crazy. Sorry?
Go on, what was I saying?
No, you go on. Sorry.
No, go on, that's you.
No, go on, that's you.
Okay, that's you. I heard someone read it the other day, Elton John, when his younger years, like he was spending lots of money and he had to put his back catalogue on loan as a kind of...
Actually, he had Robert Downey Jr. in one of his videos back in 2001, I Want Love.
That's Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey
Jr. was I've seen the meme like in 1999. I think in 1999 he was sentenced to prison for 3 years, and how he's come back from there to be dominant, to be like the best actor in Hollywood.
He was back in 2000. He was just fresh out of rehab. Again, he got into a show called Ally McBeal. He was probably that was a successful show. He actually made it more successful, and then he had a bit of a problem during Thanksgiving of that season, and he went back into rehab a bit, and then he actually went back. He had another issue.
Mel Gibson was kind of looking after him, wasn't he? Like Mel Gibson was kind of.
Mel Gibson, But I mean, for him to go from that and then turn his life around to star in Iron Man, which was not really made it a success, become the face of the Marvel, and to become one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, then to get another Oscar nomination for Tropic Thunder. Obviously, he was really good at it, but obviously Heath Ledger was the Dark Knight and Joker, so I mean no one was going to win. But he finally won this year for Oppenheimer, which I mean was deserved.
Actually, I heard him talking about like his personality and how in terms of like by default, he was actually talking about himself on the Instagram, like, and he was saying like by default he just is kind of melancholy, like he just kind of like he has to check himself and say when he's gone dark and he's getting melancholy, he has to pull himself out and recheck himself and say think positive and positive affirmations and all this kind of stuff. Like it's actually very interesting way he talks about it. Because I can relate to that.
He's actually a good singer as well. I mean, he's
an artist. Like he's great.
I mean, he's. I mean, some of these actors who can sing as well. It's unbelievable. Some of these are triple threats. Like you can dance and sing and dance and.
Like Hugh Jackman.
Yes, Hugh Jackman, who is
Nick's favourite.
No, but I mean he is. Like for him, like sing, dance, and act. I mean, it's a challenge, and for him to star in to be the face of the X-Men movie, is unbelievable.
It's even over in Delta, like the two, like Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Like I think Ryan Reynolds just has a lyrical genius and marketing genius that's just excellent.
And they come off as apparently they're actually they've been best friends for like 20 years. So
aviator Jane, they were like send it over and like slagging them and all. That kind of stuff.
But that movie's still doing really well.
I haven't watched it yet, folks, but that's
You must be the only person who hasn't watched it.
I don't got to send them much. I have 3 kids, so.
Yeah.
If I got to send them, it cost me like €70.
Hang on, sorry. Oh, Rihanna's in there as well. Rihanna's one of the top
She's like a billionaire or something.
Yeah.
She's really kind of really good musician, like in terms of like success and shit, like.
And she's one of the newer ones. I mean, like.
Yeah.
And the Rolling Stones, I don't really get that.
Well, don't get the Rolling Stones.
No, maybe it's just that's theirs since 1962 as well.
I get the Rolling Stones. I get some of their songs. Like they're kind of. They grind on you, like you kind of, and you get an energy, and you kind of get you moving, get your root chakra. Actually, do you know what was interesting, because I was looking at the Beatles there, and I was on ChatGPT, and I was like saying, you know, what chakras does the songs stimulate, like in the Beatles, like in certain, for example, like the root chakra is like come together now, you know, it's like actually like get the hips moving and stuff like that. Like.
Do you know the movie Yesterday? I was telling Austin about this. If you to have a look at the trailer, didn't. It's about there is something happens. The guy in it, he has an accident, wakes up, and then they realise that no one knows the Beatles. He's looking at the Beatles, and then all it turns up is that he has a picture of a beetle, an actual beetle.
I don't give away the spoiler, but it's interesting. It's kind of like the trailer gives it all away in terms of like. Yeah, but he wakes up one day and the Beatles don't exist, and he's like, he knows all the songs off by heart.
And your one Keira Knightley's in it as well, and she's asking, who wrote? He's singing Yesterday. He's singing Yesterday, and she goes, "That's a lovely song. You wrote that?" Because no. John Lennon wrote that. Yeah. Who the hell's John Lennon?
And he's like, "What? You really know the Beatles?"
But I think John Lennon the character of John Lennon is in the movie. I can't remember the.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but the character of John Lennon is actually in the movie. But yeah.
Can we mention Katy Perry's new songs?
No, I haven't heard any new songs.
Why haven't you heard any of her songs? Like?
No, I haven't.
Why don't you? I thought you like a big fan, like.
No, I'm not. You're a big fan. I don't know what. She doesn't even appear in the top 100. She's no Beyonce, or Celine Dion, or Taylor Swift.
What do you mean? She's like 5 top selling. She's like one of her albums like the best like selling song singles of all time. Like
I know, some good songs. Her first 2 albums were great. I don't know. She's kind of
my favorite album is the one
Teenage Dream.
No, not Teenage Dream. It's actually the one where I see
Last Friday Night.
No, Jesus, I can't remember now. It's but it's like it's the one where she's like in the picture and she's on the into me, see into me. Like kind of like that was kind of cool.
She doesn't even like she's way down the list. Like Britney Spears.
Britney Spears. What's this list you're looking at?
It's one who sells the top. Selling more than 200 million records, and like Billy Joel is ahead of her. Whitney Houston. I mean Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift is like, well, she's only a Witness album. That's kind of cool. I like that one.
Yeah.
Anyway. What's this list you're looking at like?
I don't know. It's just no. It's the top up. Sorry.
Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks is good. I like Garth Brooks.
I mean Justin Bieber is ahead of Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber? Like
Justin Bieber.
So,
where is this list? I mean.
Anyway, I like Katy Perry. I think I'm as deadly. You used to like her.
I like her. I mean, it's a bit cheesy.
It's too sweet.
It's too sweet.
Do you know what?
And you were the one saying, "I'm too sweet." You're too sweet.
Well, I need to have a soft inner core, like I can't be too hard all the time, like because like my Capricorn moon would just eat devour life, if it wasn't having a little soft center. But that's life.
But I mean, Katy Perry is kind of a. I think people used to be Katy Perry, but now they're kind of the Taylor Swift now.
No, but this is the point. She's coming back out like her albums like she's too
No, I don't know.
She's 2 singles out like.
I don't know.
Actually, they're quite catchy. Like maybe I'm kind of like I'm biased because like not even biased, but maybe I'm kind of like pigeonholed because I'm looking on the Instagram and seeing all the kind of videos. Yeah. But like I think she's cool. She's funny and she's. Like just cool, like I think
I know.
But like, say for example, Taylor Swift, like the Reputation album, I got that. Like I liked that album because it was edgy. It was about. Yeah. It was kind of. But all the other albums, I haven't even listened. I never got them. Like let's say for example, like Justin Timberlake. He's dead. Some of his music, like Bringing Sexy Back, was all kind of good. I like this edgy songs. I like kind of songs that are kind of almost like about the person as opposed to like things that
Do you know?
It's like looking at art, it's like your landscape. You have Monet or you have Van Gogh. It's like it's like Van Gogh is like, you different kind of styles. Of
Do you know
music.
what I find interesting is that sometimes when I hear a song on TV, the program, I kind of like, that's a good song, and then I kind of look up the artist and there's one artist actually in particular, I'm trying to think of the name, sorry, James Taylor, who's been around since the 60s, and I mean, only discovering his music now.
That's
I mean,
what's this?
no, he's more of
I don't know what that was, folks, but in my head I can hear him playing the song, but
no,
I can't translate it.
Kind of am I allowed to play the music?
No, not play music, but because we're not, it's not copyright, you know what I mean? James Taylor, hold on, I'll have a look and see.
It's like they had a movie called Sweet Baby James, was one of his good songs. But I mean, him and who was this? Carol Kane. Carol.
So would you suggest is this just you kind of forming a new kind of era or identity in the terms of music industry?
No, I would hear music like an artist on a show or something like that. I might think, oh, that song is good. I might have a listen to some of the other songs. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, interesting to say that. I was listening to Spotify today, and I was listening to a rock list, and I was on new artists.
Oh, yeah.
And I was saying to myself, like, I was actually enjoying it. Like, there was a rock list, and they were like, I was actually really enjoying it. The music was almost like some of them are kind of, they seem like cool and not whingy and not too kind of like, I want to cut my wrists. They kind of seem like just good rock. Like, I don't know what the songs were, but I couldn't think that off the top of my head now. But anyway, I'm off. Am I over talking you?
No, not really. I mean, like Adele, she's another one has a kind of unique voice.
Yeah, she definitely has a unique voice. Like her voice is like velvet sometimes. It's just a mix between baritone and opera singing, isn't it? Like it's like
yeah.
But I mean, what she was in there. She was saying she's not going to sing more songs anymore. Like, because I don't know what it's like. One of her songs, but it reminds her when she was younger and stuff like that. And every time she sings, it reverts her back to that. And she's not like that person anymore. So she doesn't like singing anymore.
Yeah. I
don't know what 21 or something like. It's like something like song, but it's actually interesting.
I like some people. I mean, as in terms of bands that are foreign as well, like Ace of Base, I thought were brilliant in the early 90s. You ever hear those songs?
All She Wants Is Another Baby.
That's what. And then there's Sign, and then Don't Turn Around. Cruel Summer was a good song. I mean, Aha is another band.
That's the 80s. That's an 80s band.
Yeah, that's an 80s band. They had songs like Living Daylights, and obviously Take on Me is their biggest. Probably
Living Daylights is a James Bond song.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. Living Daylights. But I mean, these bands, ABBA obviously one of the
ABBA, yeah, they're amazing. But they're 50.
And they're still alive. To have. You know,
for them, of course.
But like the Beatles only have 2 members that are alive. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? Elvis isn't alive. I mean, some bands I know,
Yeah, they're not lasting. But maybe it's interesting. But like 80s and 90s music and stuff like that. Like
80s music, I think is the best. I mean,
80s music.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think. Like
what?
Say for example, my breakup music was the Smiths. Like the Smiths. I got into Smiths, listened to them religiously. All of that music that was like that got me through my breakup. Like, and then listened to Smiths, and then I was like different. Then I kind of got onto Morrissey, different songs, and kind of developing all that kind of stuff. Like, and now I kind of want new music. I want new kind of new ideas, new band, new voices, new kind of energy and stuff like that. I think I've literally mined all the 80s and 90s. And even 70s that I'm possibly gonna mine, and I just want kind of new music. Sorry.
Watch table.
But I want to just mine new music and stuff like that. I kind of I want like literally I was lying in bed like I had my earphones on. I was listening to Spotify, the rock list, like the new kind of list, like, and I was actually like it was just heavenly. Like you don't get that when you're kind of like you're just in a kind of euphoric state. Like it's lovely.
Not really, no. Did we talk about Billy Joel?
Billy Joel, yeah, Piano Man. That song.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, he said we didn't start the fire. Oh my God, that I would have thought that was a Billy Joel song, and that goes on for like maybe 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
My life.
Man.
Which is the theme tune to Bosom Buddies, which star back in the show called it was starring Tom Hanks and Peter Scalera as two out of work actors who dressed up as women to get a job. It's a good job.
I remember when I first when you listen to Piano Man as you're younger, you don't get it at all. You don't get the lyrics at all. But then
it's a long song though.
No, it's a long. But like when you get older, from my experience, I think it was like when I was only 40 when I got Piano Man first. I'm like, businessmen at the bar drinking a cup of loneliness, and my friend John is at the is good for light of smoke and get me a drink for free, and I come. Billy Joel said I come here, and people saying what are you doing here, and so I just love the lyrics. It's so deep. It's so meaningful. It's just so deep and so excellent observation of life in the bar. At that time in your life, it just connected with me.
Can I mention? I don't know. This probably might be Celine Dion. I mean, she has a unique voice.
Yeah, she's the first album I ever bought, first CD I ever bought.
No way.
Colour of My Love.
She won the Eurovision in 1988. I mean, and she's kind of in the 90s was the kind of voice behind some of the greatest soundtracks, like Beauty and the Beast, and obviously Titanic. And I mean she has an incredible voice. I mean.
But like her voice is like French American kind of edges. It's like it's a velvet but a dark kind of hardness, like a rock and roll kind of thing. Like it's just it's this lovely voice. Like.
Cher is another one who's been around for a long time, and she's had it.
I think in the maybe 2000s she had she had a rejuvenation.
Yeah, exactly. But I believe, and then it was strong enough. But even there in the 90s, she had a movie called Mermaids.
What's that?
The Ship song.
Danny DeVito.
No, it was Bob Hoskins and Winona Ryder and Christina Ricci, young Christina Ricci. I mean, some of her songs are, and she had a tough life. Yeah.
No one escapes it all.
What?
You had struggle through life, and Nick and said, it's because of loads of success.
Cliff Richard. I mean, I think he's the only one to have a number one in 4 different decades.
Number one for it. Were they all Christmas songs like?
No, two times he had a Christmas number one, and one time he does release something. I think maybe he has released some only songs of Christmas to see if we can get to Christmas, but Christmas number one is so different now. It used to be, it seems like it kind of started off being X Factor. Then people said they wanted the beat, so they kind of released. It kind of was Rage Against the Machine, and that went to number one. But now it's
obviously that's people's cynicism.
But now there's this new thing called Sausage. I can't remember, but. Yeah, I know, and they're releasing a song every year, and they've been number one for about Chris number one for 5 weeks. Although they did one with Ed Sheeran and Elton John, Merry Christmas, but they kind of expanded on that.
It was easier when it was just the X Factor would just win every Christmas.
But no, it was easier. It was better when it was just songs like Michael Jackson, who was number one for Chris number one. Although they had a bit of a few misfires. They had Mr. Blobby is number one.
Mr. Blobby, yeah.
I mean, come on. Or Bob the Builder was the one. Bob the Builder was the one.
Yeah, Bob the Builder.
They had Spice Girls for about three years in a row.
Was it? Yeah, that was Christmas. I remember that was my teenage years.
But Christmas number one used to be, There
was an X Factor for ages.
It was, yeah.
It was X Factor for the whole decade.
And then people got sick of it.
That was Leanna Lewis, so she was amazing.
Yeah, she was amazing.
That was a love that song.
And actually, there was one. It was a Leon Jackson. He did a cover of a movie song. When You Believe, that the original was sung by Mariah Carey, but he used it from the movie The Prince of Egypt, came out in 1998. But yeah, I mean,
so will we check time? What are we on now?
I think we're nearly 50 minutes. I think
15?
50.
Oh, sorry folks, I just checked the L phone. Oh no, it didn't record.
You laugh.
Yeah. Okay, folks, we'll see you later.
No.
What? But you want to do more?
Alright, it's just me about
You media whore, you just want to be like in front of the camera.
Stop.
Right, say goodbye to the camera, Nick.
Bye-bye.